Like, what a stupid fucking hypothetical. We're going over rate tips with my audience. Did you guys say bears or men? Who would you be next to? Yeah, I mean, you're not going to have many stories of bears treating you horribly because they're probably just going to kill you. Also, you probably don't encounter very many bears in your life.
She chose me. Did she?
Okay, so there's been like a meme hypothetical going around lately that has led to a lot of discourse, even discourse that occasionally affects me in my timeline, alright? And it's the classic man or bear discourse, alright? So the hypothetical is, if you're a woman wandering around in the forest alone and you see something, would it be worse if that something was a man or a bear? And this has led to a bunch of women saying they would rather see a bear, because if you encounter a man out alone in the forest, you know, what's the thing? The worst thing a bear can do is kill you? What does this video say? I haven't seen this video. Somebody just linked this.
The bear or man in the woods thing was never actually a would you rather question. I know because I'm the one who started it, and I figured I'd use this tag to clarify some things. On March 12th, I ended a video by saying, if you're alone in the woods, seeing a man is 10 times scarier than seeing a bear. Someone commented on that video saying, no, seeing a bear is so much scarier than seeing a man, bro. I responded to that comment laying out why women are more scared of men than the bear, and that response went viral on the 19th. This topic started trending.
Oh my god, please, one of Fortuna's friends is losing his mind over this hypothetical because I think it made him realize he's kind of an incel. Genuinely, the reason this discourse is valuable is because all the guys who are like, I don't get it, why would you judge men like that? That's not right. It's like a big red flag, like, can mount it over them, you know? It's pretty obvious to like understand this if you think about it and understand what women go through, okay? It's not a literal objective like, well, who has the greater swing strength? You know, a bear weighs on average 212 pounds more than a man, you know? Like, that's not the point, okay? The point is like, what do men have to be like to women for them to appear to be a greater like threat? Or like,
why are people so triggered by a hypothetical? Well, because it's become a way for like retarded and brain dead women to virtue signal about how much they hate men, basically. It's just fucking retarded. I guess it's like the same. Maybe it's like women's revenge for men who talk about like sex robots. Like when somebody's like, "Would you rather have a woman as your partner or a sex robot?" And a guy's like, "I would just have a sex robot because I don't have to deal with any of the negatives." Except like the bear man hypothetical is even more retarded.
predation, you know, or a greater source of predation than fucking bear. It's pretty obvious. If you'd seen the way the average man looks at me when he sees my tits, you pick the bear too. Yeah, like every woman has a story of men treating them horribly. Few have stories of bears treating them horribly. It's pretty. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to have many stories of bears treating you horribly because they're probably just going to kill you. Also, you probably don't encounter very many bears in your life. Like, who gives worse blowjobs? Women with TMJ embraces or sharks? Well, I've never had a bad blowjob from a shark before, so I'm going to have to go with the shark, homie. Like, what a retarded fucking... obvious why people would answer the way they do, you know? Like, it's not, because I see people get, like, really defensive over this, you know what I mean? It's just, like, the whole point is just, like, wow, man, guys are scary, you know? But, like, the guys who are like, I'm not scary, you know, you're doing, like, the not all men thing, kind of.
Ending and growing for a few weeks, and then it really blew up with the street interviews. I never presented it as a would you rather question because I already knew that women were picking the bear and men were picking the man. My whole page is trying to get people who look like me to empathize with and understand the life experiences of people who don't look like us. So my intention here was to get men to think about why the world looks so different for women.
Yeah, but all you're doing is making the point that women are probably dramatically over-exaggerating the dangers of men and that you really shouldn't take anything they say seriously because they're clearly too emotionally compromised to make even a remotely reasonable statement about what's going on. Like, that's what it sounds like. Like, oh, so when women complain about all men being rapists and being scared around men, they're just fucking retarded. And that's why they're saying they'd rather be, encounter a fucking bear in the forest than a guy. Crazy. Like, that's what it sounds like. Like, that's the message that you're selling. How many women go camping with men versus how many women go camping with fucking bears? Like, what a stupid fucking hypothetical.
Recently at a wedding, and after all of the formalities were done, people were dancing. And, I was sitting down because I don't dance that often, you know, or at all because I suck at it. And I noticed that all the guys were out there dancing. All the women were dancing, holding their drinks. And, you know, I didn't really think about it, and I hadn't been to a wedding in quite a while. So later I was like, oh, yeah, they were holding their drinks. And then my friend was like, oh, well, yeah, that's because, like, if you leave your drink alone as a woman, you don't understand. Every woman was holding their drinks. This was at a wedding, too, not even like a bar or whatever. I recently went on a date where I went to a bar with a cute girl, and she was like, oh, man, the last time I went to a bar, I had to, like, go home early because my friend had been roofied, you know? Like, I had to, like, pull her out of the bathroom and, like, get her back home. It's like, Jesus Christ, this is, like, your entire life. It's your whole life. I don't have to think about anything, you know? Literally, like, zero thought in my head, like, about any of this crap at all. I can be, like, so chill. You know, a significant portion of the life of a woman is being credibly informed about the threat of predation against them. So given those circumstances, like, yeah, I don't think they spend as much time being warned about bears, you know? Like, that's it, and this isn't a not all men thing or whatever. It doesn't have to be all men. But what's that thing? Like, every woman knows a woman who's been raped, but no man knows a rapist or something like that. Like, it's not just like whether or not all guys are like that. It's how many men are not only not like that, but are aware of the extent to which it happens and so on, you know?
I mean, this is kind of true.
That's why we're like Beastars. Haru is great rep as a girl who is seen as nothing but prey to use by the average being around her. Seems dramatic in the show, but I was like, damn, Haru is trauma. Yeah. An edgy ass show, but like not illegitimately, right? Like, you know, definitely something is being said there. Is this because of internet make men scarier? I think women are taking it 10% too far. You think that, Benjamin, because you're a young man. But no. If anything, the like perceived threat has probably gone down with time. You know, like women are more comfortable being around men or doing this or doing that than they used to be, you know? Really? Yes. Advice for asking a girl out if you're autistic? Be a bear. Scratch your back against a tree.
That they would actually choose the bear. And my challenge to any man watching who picks the man in this scenario is, can you get yourself to a place where you would rather pick the bear? Can you get to that level of understanding?
This is a good video, actually. This is I expected this to be more like engagement, bait, outrage, farming. This video actually seemed like this he's saying what I would like want him to say from the outside perspective about, you know.
Because if you can bring yourself to understand why they choose the bear, congratulations. You've experienced 1% of 1% of 1% of what they experience every day of their lives.
All right, a little soy, but that's okay.
And you experienced it for 2.5 minutes.
All right, you know, that's okay. We can be a little soy when we're making a feminist point. We talk about how holding some prejudice isn't inherently a bad thing. Everyone holds prejudice. The only question as to whether or not prejudice is harmful is if it's harmful. Like, prejudice is not in and of itself. Where are my slippers? Goddamn. Not making a point with cold feet. Prejudice is like
it's
neutral
obvious.
in and of itself, you know? The question is like, are you enabling harmful social norms? Like, what are the consequences of what you're doing? Blah, 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 blah. Okay? Trust me, the world is not made a worse place by women being more...
I don't know. Why do some people have hardcore male feminist energy when defending women and some don't? I don't know. I'm trying to think about this. I was talking about this actually last night or 2 nights ago. When did Tom leave? I think last night. Like, why is it that some people can do like SJW woke stuff and not come off as soy as fuck, but then other people do it and it comes off as super soy? I'm guessing here. I don't know what the actual answer is. My guess is that like there is in one sense, there's like, can you convey something and it feels like you genuinely feel it and you genuinely want the other person to feel it so that they understand. And that in another sense, there's like I may or may not feel this, but I definitely know what I'm supposed to say. And I'm definitely going to condescend to you about it in a very, 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 patronizing way. Wait, is that the word I'm looking for? Paternalistic? Patronizing way. That's what I'm thinking about, right? There's like, you can say that kind of like convey the same message, but I think there's like 2 hugely different ways that you can go about it. Like, if you're a woman and a guy walks up to you and he strikes up a conversation, just the fact that the guy is talking to you is already putting you in kind of like a stressful environment, because now you don't know if you can tell this guy to fuck off. You don't know if you can walk away. You don't know because it's like, well, fuck me. I've just like picked up an orbiter, an actual fucking orbiter. And if I tell this guy I don't want to talk to him or whatever, I don't know if he's about to be weird. I don't know if he's going to fucking follow me. So now I got to be kind of polite. But if I'm too polite, like he's going to think I like him. But if I like him too not polite, he's going to think I'm a bitch or start to say, well, there's just like this whole fucking annoying fucking stress of dealing with guys sometimes, which is why I tell women you should just fucking ghost guys. If guys are talking you don't like them, just fucking ghost them, block them. Don't. Why the fuck don't? Why would you invite the debate? It's not worth your time, right? Like, that's one way that you can describe it. But another way could be when a woman is in an area and a man walks up to her, what you don't understand is that that man has basically put that woman in a position where she's fighting for her life. She has no idea what that man is capable of. She doesn't know what his history is. She might have had bad experiences or heard bad experiences from her girlfriends about men, and you don't even realize this is a man because you've never thought about this before. But she could be in a situation where she has to call the cops, where she might have forgotten her bear mace, and it's just like, it comes off as like, okay, bro, we get it. Like Jesus Christ. Like, I feel like you're reading like some like emergency pamphlet of like fucking, I don't know. We're going over rape tips with my audience. Did you guys say bears or men? Who would you be next to?
Hi.
Forest.
Men, absolutely.
Fuck off. You're such a pick-me. Okay. What do you want?
Listen, I have the counter thing. How do you think it would go? Okay, how do I put this? I want you to imagine that the question is different. Okay, it's like, what would you rather? You're in the woods. What would you rather have, a bear or a man?
Mm-hmm.
How do you think it would go? Is you're walking down an alley, and there's one of the following options is stalking you: a black man or a bear. What do you think they would say then?
They'd probably go for the black man.
No shot. No
Yeah.
shot.
It's like you're encapsulating the screenshot. Do you remember where there was the person and they tweeted out like, kill men? And when I say kill all men, I mean...
Sorry. You were agreeing with me. So yes, correct. Like they would choose yes, I want the man in this case because it's a black man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all performative bullshit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about a Zionist man? What do you think they would choose then?
Good question. Who knows?
Okay.
We're about to watch this guy explain.
Okay. All right. Bye.
I'm not really sure
Love
what
you, be
this
careful.
the debate. Here we are. And I've seen a whole lot of comments from people who don't understand women's stories or statistics. So to be clear, the answer is unequivocally a bear, and here are the 2 reasons why. First, the numbers. In the United States, there are 340,000 bears and about 57 million hikers, 26 million of which are female. Since 2020, there have been exactly 7 women killed by bears and 15 non-fatal attacks on women. In the U.S., there are also 165 million men and 168 million women. Since 2020, there have been 8,000 fatal attacks on women by men and 1.6 million non-fatal attacks. Yeah, but what about adjusting for population size? Okay, fine. But first, just so we're clear, this is an impossible hypothetical, because in the U.S., the Departments of Natural Resources in every state regulate the population of bears. They do not regulate the population of men. But sure, for the sake of this, let's do the impossible. In order to adjust for population, the number of bears in the United States would have to increase by a multiplier of 485 in order to equate to the same population of men. In other words, to get us to 165 million bears, which means you'd have to take that same 485 and make it a multiplier of
Okay, I don't care. I got 3 more links. What do we got open? So the ones who come across strictly using the emotional appeals are soy, and those who express understanding, just empathy don't. That's what I think. Maybe. I think that for any of these positions, there are things that like we should all feel because we all have basic human empathy. And if you appeal to people's basic human empathy, that's fine. Like you should never have to do like a huge soy rant about like how women are vulnerable. Like it should be pretty obvious if you think about it for a little bit, and somebody should be able to help you understand that. But if it comes off as this huge fucking, speech, it's like, I don't know, it just feels like cringe. What is this?